Hey guys, Editor Dwayne here. So quite a lot of the video footage that I took when I did this interview slash challenge with Jadokar got corrupted. I'm not sure how, but OBS decided to just like have a brain meltdown or something. So there's going to be certain cuts where we suddenly switch topics, and I'll try and do the best transitions I can, but there's just some footage where it's glitched out, and so it's not showing anything. I will likely upload a longer full audio version of the interview later in its entirety if this video gets enough likes. Ciao. Hello, Jadokar. I've just started recording.
Nice.
So,
Hi there. How would you actually like me to call you? Because your name is also uh Pips Productions on YouTube.
yeah, it's Pip Productions on YouTube. You can call me Pip, you can call me Dwayne, or Cool Dude
What do you
Mama.
prefer?
I guess Pip would probably make more sense.
Hey Pip. Sounds good. I'm David.
Hi, David. The awesome David who does all the editing. Alright, and so I just want to start out with like a few questions and stuff to get us warmed up. What inspired you to go into cinematography? That's a generic question, but it's why do you get a passion for it?
Um, well, technically, I wanted to do directing, but I fortunately had enough people around me in my life, seniors who taught me what it means to be a director. And when I was 18 years old, I just knew that I wasn't ready to start studying in a film school for directing, then graduate in 4 years and immediately start filming. Nowadays, it's much more easy to do that, but back in Georgia, in the country, Georgia, it's quite impossible almost because young directors are not like taken very seriously. It's very hard to get any financing, all that kind of stuff. So, um, the inspiration to like do films started when I was 8 years old when I just first saw like a friend of mine showed on a phone how he like filmed a movie by like like back in the day there was like this option. I mean, not I think now it also exists, but you could just like start a video, pause and continue, and so on. He kind of like edited the whole film within the phone, and I was like, damn, you can do this just like in this little gadget. So I decided that instead of directing, I would first learn cinematography as a one of the most like important technical tools to understand how to view your ideas through the camera. So that was probably like the first point when I decided to understand that and then pursue more of directing like later in my life.
How would you say your experience in the or your how would you say up to your current experience with it has been for you?
But cinematography,
Yeah.
um, well, most of my experience comes from the country of Georgia. I haven't worked as much in the US, which I think is probably going to be very different. But in Georgia, it was kind of similar as directing. Like when you're young, not a lot of people trust you to hold like this huge camera and entrust you a whole team of people who get paid a lot of money, and like the whole project costs thousands of dollars. So it's very hard to like kind of dive into this industry as soon as you graduate. But again, I was fortunate enough where on second year of my school, I started working first as a light technician, then I started working as a gaffer, as a first camera assistant. I did like everything before I started doing cinematography. So at the time I graduated, I worked on dozens of projects. Everybody knew me in the industry, and every now and then I would get like small projects to film things. And I think one of the first times it was like half Georgian, half American director who came here to Georgia and was going to like film a short film. He had like all the budget and everything. And he had this friend who literally was nominated for Oscar for cinematography, who he was considering to bring to Georgia to film his movie. He was still looking for someone with like maybe a little more passion. And I don't know how I convinced him, but I just showed him like few things that I've done and he trusted me. And that was like my first kind of a big project that I did. So it was very nice, but it gets tiring at points where you have to like work on commercials or with people who just don't like allow you to express yourself or fully kind of dive into the creative side because a lot of it still again pivots to the technicalities and like client wants this and like production needs that and we don't have the budget for this and so you have to kind of like balance yourself between what you want and what others want and then find the path that you would like to take.
But
it, the industry is crazy. It's a very strange world.
yeah, although it may kind of make sense that you got to balance the stuff that you want for like your creative visions towards stuff, and then what specific people want or like paying you.
Yeah, I mean, especially like when it comes to commercials, because that's like one of the main incomes that you make as like in any like position in film industry. Commercials constantly happen, so you constantly can get a job there. Films and like documentaries and stuff like this are more rare to be able to work on. So especially when you work on commercials, you basically have to like raise your hands and just do whatever they tell you and be as polite as possible when you try to like influence your own creativity into it because there are just so many people who will block your ideas, starting from even the director, like the director already depending on who they are going to be or who you're going to be working with can be very different personality. They can either might like go with your ideas, which is very rare. They might have more like their own vision and then try to make you do their vision. But then you have the producers, then you have the clients, then you have the creative writers, and all of those people at the end just it all pivots down to like I want this exactly to be filmed in this type of perspective, in this type of color, and this type of lighting. And so you have to kind of also be confident enough to not break at some point and like still be able to say that you know what no that like at least let me do this, I'll do that, but at least let me do this, and then you kind of like balance your ideas with theirs.
This sounds like a very social skills job as well, which I was not expecting.
Yeah, I was very much I when I chose cinematography, I was like, at least I'm gonna be behind the camera, but for most of the time, you're in front of someone's face explaining to them why you want to be behind the camera to do the job the way you want to do it. So yeah, it requires a lot of social skills, a lot of confidence, and it's yeah, at a lot of times it's just the amount of experience you get like helps you to be more comfortable with talking to people.
Sounds like it requires a lot of patience too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I guess
What kind of direction actually you wanted to go into? You said cinematography, but is that like truly what you're passionate about?
it's filmmaking in general. In my case, I made this is probably like I think I still have it up. There's one really shitty old short film I have on my channel.
That's where we all start from.
Yeah, I'm still proud of it, but I look back on it, I'm like, oh my god, I have it burned onto a DVD.
Oh wow. Okay, that's advanced.
Um, I made the whole menu for it and everything. I was so excited, and then today I look back on it and I'm like, but persistence, right?
Yeah, yeah. Make a lot of friends who you'll force to be your actors and technicians while you do free films for as long as you can until you make it.
Oh yes, indentured servitude. All right. Hey, Editor Dwayne here. Once again, I forgot to mention an important fact. So, the challenge for this video is that David would tell a story that he wanted to turn into a short film or something along those lines, a project of his. And then both of us were supposed to create a poster slash piece of promotional art for said project. I forgot to mention this. Yeah, now you know. I guess first story slash movie idea you have. Shoot.
Huh. I mean, there are obviously like some that I'm probably not gonna say because we are literally like working on writing them right now. So it they are gonna be revealed step by step, but I have some in my thoughts that I have one very cute script, but it wouldn't make like a crazy poster necessarily. Um, I guess I could start with that one. Let me just think if I have another sci-fi idea because I did have like multiple.
Love sci-fi.
No. The one idea I have is inspired by a friend of mine. He was a blacksmith, and when he was growing up in a kindergarten, he found a little area in his yard that produced like a natural clay. It was like a clay puddle, so to say. Um, so this is an idea for a short film that actually me and my friend already have written like a script for it. But to say in short, it's basically about the boy who is a little quiet in his class and he's not necessarily very communicative. It's still like kindergarten, so every child is like extremely energized and just like throws the words everywhere. But this kid is a little more curious about pencils and painting and drawing and like being for himself. So every break in kindergarten, he goes to that clay pot, clay area, and takes a little piece from there and starts to sculpt little clay balls, basically. But he does them so perfectly to a point where they are perfectly round and polished to a point where you can almost see yourself in them. And he has a little spot that he hides them, kind of like collects a little collection of these clay balls. And he does this for a while until one of his classmates notices him doing that. And it happens to be a girl that he kind of likes at the time. So he, being a small child and doing his own little routine every day, he thinks that she's a little curious about it and wants to like learn about what he does, and maybe he would be able to connect to her. So in a very childish way, the only thing that he can come up with is share one of these clay sculptures with her. And he brings her to this little collection area where he reveals all of these little clay sculptures that are just like laying there perfectly, all like different shapes and sizes and colors. And uh, she, for a second, seems like she really admires it and really falls like into this idea of well, like what he does, but they both don't communicate. It's a very childish stage of life where when you're faced with emotional moments like this, children don't really communicate all the time. So kind of runs off and he doesn't really think much about it, but he has a little more hope that now he has revealed a part of himself to someone. And so next day when he goes back to his space where he collects these little clay sculptures, he finds that all of them are broken. And the next time he tries to go back to his clay puddle, he sees a whole like army of these kids from his class that kind of surround him and don't even allow him to like finish the final like sculpture. Like as soon as he sculpts one thing, they like take it away from him and like break it down and kind of like laugh at him. And this girl is apparently the one who told these kids about this. So they all kind of like start to make fun of this boy. And at this stage, like in this actually in the whole story, there's this one character a little street dog that just kind of roams around and sticks around this boy every now and then. So obviously very sad, very emotional, but this one time, we see this boy like continuously go out and try to like build another clay ball, but the kids like take it away from him, break it down, take it away, break it down. Like whatever he tries, like he can't finish even a single piece. And so this one time, this boy goes out there again. The kids are like behind the corner waiting for him to finish his like another sculpture so they could break it down. And he, before even like fully finishing it, he goes up to them and specifically goes up to the girl who spread the rumor of him like making these clay sculptures. And it's a little bit of a weird situation because usually these kids are used to like fighting this kid and taking this ball from him and then breaking it down to kind of like get the satisfaction of destruction. So this time he comes up to them and he comes up to this girl specifically. And as he's about to like do something, he opens his hands and he has this like perfectly shaped play ball again, and he's giving it to her. And the kids are slightly confused. They don't fully understand. Like they know that they're gonna just break it, so they don't know why he's giving it to them. And as the girl reaches the hand, he doesn't give it to her, but drops it on the floor, breaking it himself. This kind of disrupts the satisfaction in these kids of like being able to take away something from this kid. So they beat him up. That's the only thing they can come up with. They don't beat him up like intensely. They're still like children from kindergarten, but you know, it's still quite sad. And this dog just kind of sticks around this boy and like tries to like kind of stay by his side, but the dog can't really do anything. So uh, the time goes by. This kid like tries to like again do something for himself, but he at this point is completely broken down, doesn't like feel like he wants to do any of this anymore. And apparently, at some point, this kid is about to like leave school or kindergarten. He also goes by himself home. It's very hard to retell the whole script without like remembering all the pinpoints, but they're like pinpoints connecting to each other. But as this boy is about to leave the kindergarten, and today's the first day that he didn't attempt to make any clay balls, he sees his little street dog, who usually is like hanging by his side, um, running up to him. He can't really like tell what it is, but the dog has something in his mouth. So as close as he comes to the boy, the dog drops one of the preserved clay balls that he was keeping in that collection, because apparently the dog somehow was able to snatch one before all of them got destroyed. He like brings back this one piece of ball to this kid, and the kid obviously feels emotional and leaves home by himself and goes back home, and that's the whole thing. The idea here kind of was it's all based on kind of a true story of this blacksmith friend of mine. He was doing these play balls and like the kids would laugh at him and like break them as he was doing them. He didn't have a dog that like preserved one ball, but uh fully can't remember how we wrote it in a script, but it was the idea that the kid was waiting for, I think, his aunt to pick him up from kindergarten to go home. But I think in the end of the script, he goes home by himself, and mainly just the idea was a representation of first ever like maturing stage of a kid, like the first time the kid kind of learns something about real life, and that was like a whole representation of how like he deals with this experience and what like breakage point he has, and finally him going home by himself kind of means that he has grown bigger instead of going back down and like breaking down like the clay balls have broken down by all of his classmates.
Why?
I don't even know.
I'm sorry. Rabbit just went.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know what kind of poster would go with this because yeah.
I have a vision.
Uh-huh.
I think what I'm
Let
gonna
me
do.
actually
Go ahead.
bring out the paper and pencil.
Yeah, I'll probably
I'll
go
be
put
right
that
back.
habit away.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, I think I also think have some idea for at least the style of a poster.
Another thing I was wondering is, because I don't know if you noticed, but I butchered this the first time around. I thought both you and Soso lived in Georgia.
Oh yeah. Um, we used to. I moved to US recently, just approximately a year and a half ago only. So we started our whole journey with Jadokar in Georgia, technically. So we did a lot of stuff there together, and then I moved here. Uh, so now we're doing things like remotely, kind of. And every now and then I visit, and Soso visits here, and we do some projects together still physically.
Nice.
Yeah, it is a little challenging to be apart, but it also makes a lot of sense in terms of like creating content, uh, especially like when it comes to YouTube and monetization and stuff like this. Georgia provides very little help with any of those kind of things. It's not a country that helps you with monetizing.
Mm. Yeah, I wasn't really able to like grasp the scale of it because it seemed like small but also big at the same time, so I wasn't really sure.
Georgia,
Yeah.
it's a very small country, but it has vast amount of mountains and valleys, and it contains within itself, like you can find a desert in Georgia, you can find a jungle in Georgia, you can find a seashore in Georgia. It has like all multitude of kind of different kind of environments in there, which is also another reason why a lot of people come to film there because it's cheap, but it also has so many places that look like so many places.
Yeah.
So it's very comfortable for like filmmakers to come there and film stuff.
It sounds like a really beautiful place.
Oh my God. Yeah, like if you are ever interested, you have to come visit Georgia. We would be happy to provide you some help, so show you around.
I will have to maybe take you up on that.
No, it's truly it's an insane place. Like most of the Georgians even haven't seen like all of the Georgia.
I would believe if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't even know that Georgia was an actual country. I would have kept on thinking it was just a place in America.
No, believe me, that's like every time I introduce myself and I say where I'm from, I have to make sure that I say that I'm not from the state Georgia. I'm from like Republic of Georgia, which is a country. Which like technically we don't even call Georgia Georgia in Georgian language. It's called the Sakartvelo, which I don't know if it's too difficult of a word to pronounce, but uh, it has its own name,
Saka what?
Sakartvelo.
Sakartvelo?
The best thing about Georgian language, which I really have trouble with in English sometimes, um, the way you say the word or like pronounce it is exactly the same way it's written. So you don't have to like triple guess when you say, for example, a word like restaurant. that it's not like restaurant or
Ah,
something like this. It's just like you say a word and you write it exactly like you hear it. And I never knew that that could be a privilege until I started to learn English.
yeah. Ugh. I was, it kind of popped up a thing in my head. It was like, because I thought you were talking about like the actual, like the characters themselves, and I was like, no wonder So-So's voice is so squiggly.
No, yeah, it's a very interesting language. I had to also learn it at some point because we technically grew up in another country. I was born in Latvia, which is a European country, and then we moved to Georgia when I was 8 years old. So I had to like learn a lot, which wasn't that easy at the time, but I got used to it eventually. People still tell me that I have an accent, but
I can't tell.
I
I'm also a little bit accent deaf, unless somebody is like overwhelmingly British, or like evidently from like Southern America, or definitely
oh
Russian.
yeah. No, you hear it most of the times. You can hear an accent. It's not that difficult.
But
When I had a driver's license when I was in Georgia, but we like it's nothing even close to what you have like in America in terms of highways. When I moved to America, when I even first started to visit it, I was like terrified from highways and like merging into highway, exiting a highway, going on the bridge or anything like this. I was like, am I like when am I gonna die? I'm just like waiting for it. But
oh,
yeah, that was like a learning curve for me.
A few moments later.
Yeah. Dogs are the bane of my existence.
seriously?
I really love them. I mean, they're just so adorable. I I sometimes the whole reason why I go to a summer farmers market with my wife is just to see the dogs because there are so many of them. People just take them out and like it's like a gallery of the cutest, most adorable dogs you can imagine.
That's pretty smart. Going to the farmer's market to see dogs. Genius. Although you said
It's
they were
a
the bane of your existence, so I was like, oh,
like in a good way, you know. I think sometimes I use English terminologies and like not fully sure if I'm saying it correctly.
yeah. I actually, believe it or not, before I was super allergic, I actually had a cat. And I was like mildly allergic, but I pushed through it because I thought it was adorable, and I was like 8 years old. And want to know what I named this cat?
But
It's a DJ Gamer Kitten.
Bro, this guy
It was so
stinks!
bad.
that is
Awful.
that is amazing. I have no comment.
I plead no contest. Oh my
Wow.
god, it's so bad. It was so good, but it was so bad.
Did you say DJ Gamer Cat?
Kitten.
Kitten.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was 8, man.
No, that's phenomenal. That's amazing.
Yeah, it
Hey,
was phenomenal. Straight up till we got
that's
rid
8 years of creativity right there. That's what we come up with.
of it. It's so bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I
I was,
laughed
I
weird.
think, 8 years old when I filmed my first horror movie.
I
I tricked. I didn't. I mean, not necessarily tricked, but uh, I was thinking like, how am I gonna convince people to like act in my movie? So I waited for my birthday and like invited enough people from my class to my birthday so that I could like use them as actors instead of like having actually like a birthday time. So I missed them to film the movie.
Genius evil plan.
Yeah, yeah, that was my debut. Backrooms is also it's so interesting. We live in a very interesting time to see like movies done by like A24 productions that are based on like 22-year-old kids who like came up with like just tiny little ideas in their own rooms, and now like it's a whole production and like A-list actors are playing in it. It's very inspiring to see like people be able to do something like that.
It is, and Kane Pixels or Parsons, whatever he goes by. His channel's name is Kane Pixels. Better. Huge inspiration. He made the original Backroom series when he was 16.
Yeah, dude, that's just that's crazy.
And I just
2,000 years later.
do a show
Reveal?
and tell. Yes, you go
I
first.
think so. I should have chosen a different color for the main silhouettes. Okay, let me quickly think about it. Never mind. Okay, you ready?
I am so ready for this.
The boy and the dog.
Dude, that's... Oh, I love that. I love that. It's very simplistic, but it works so well. I love that.
Yeah, I think the middle guys could have been like a different color because now they merge a little bit. I'll send you the better quality picture in case you want to like display it more digitally.
Yes.
But yeah, I do like the dog and the boys and like kind of going out. Reveal your poster. That is so cute. That's actually very nice. The boy and the ball. I was thinking about that actually. That's so good.
It took so much energy not to just write balls as the title.
Just that's the title, balls. You have to watch it to understand it. That's the subtitle behind it.
It's just for those one of the most peak cinema, right? But the name of it is
Yep.
A Boy and His Balls.
And boy and his balls. Which that's exactly what it is about. That's really what the movie is about. That's the subtext.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
My soul.
the art of cinema.
I gotta take my
All my
thinking cap
years
off.
of working.
Hey everybody, this is Editor Dwayne one final time. If you like the video, make sure to go ahead and subscribe. And if we get 25 likes on this video, I will drop a full, still edited but much more complete audio version of the interview that has a lot of stuff that you missed, such as David knowing kung fu. I'm not joking. This is I'm legit not joking. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So make sure to like and subscribe if you liked it, and I don't believe this is the last collab we're doing either. Stick around for the one with So-So, and then hopefully the one with both of them combined. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And once again, thank you to Jadokar for agreeing to this.